Good morning, good morning, good morning. That's good. I like adding these in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get this set up and then we'll get going. You ain't home. And I ain't breaking it, but bro, you got yourself a situation. Better check it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see what we got going on here today. Hey. I don't know. I always start the day off trying to shift my focus and everything else on social media, but I always end up looking at the hot topics, man. And I find people hysterical. Really, really do. This obsession with the cancel culture has me cracked up. No one's coming to your house and trying to burn your Dr. Seuss books. It's the same thing with they're always like, oh, they're coming to take your guns away. No, they're not. Every fucking election cycle, they tell you guys this stuff. If no one would have said anything about them, they're canceling Pepe Le Pew. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he was canceled like 3 decades ago when they stopped making his cartoons because he was no longer relevant or popular. I'm like, and you didn't notice when it happened then. No one would have noticed. That's my big thing. No one would have even noticed. Now, if Dr. Seuss was completely taken out, like completely, like they were going to sell it in Scholastic books, and then you would notice, but that's not what happened. I don't know. Whenever there's like bullshit stories like that are on the forefront, that is usually indicative of a lot of shit going on behind the scenes that nobody's paying attention to. Which bleeds into kind of relationships too. It's not usually what the person's bitching about that they're truly upset about. Usually it's something small that's triggering it. But in general, there's something bigger going on behind the scenes that's making the smaller things a larger problem than they are. Interesting message for the morning. And do I really care? No. Except when I'm bored. And that's what everybody's problem is. What? You're bored. If you're like seriously invested in any of that shit, you're just bored. There's like a bazillion things that you could be worried about. People are like, oh, but I read them to my kids and I did too. And you know what? I've got copies of If We Had a Zoo and What I Saw on Mulberry Street. So I'm not in any danger of never being able to read those books again because I actually was a Dr. Seuss fan, not just suddenly jumping on a weird bandwagon. I don't know. Besides that, yeah, it's pretty boring around here. Nothing new and amazing since yesterday. What's that? Something's not facing the right direction. Yesterday's spread. you know I shuffle good. I know I'm so entertaining. You know, but that's one of the things that I absolutely love about that Brandon Ferris kid, the comedian, is he just randomly starts and ends all his videos. There's never a like, share, subscribe, da 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 da. Every now and then he'll like shamelessly plug his own merch and he'll say that's what he's doing. But besides that, yeah, he doesn't do all of the cliche stuff. He's one of my absolute favorite people to watch online. I find him hysterical. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would ask you what deck we should use, but you wouldn't answer, so it don't matter. We'll go with the skulls today, huh? Definitely a lot of distraction going on. Morning. Got Mr. Machine going on. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, Michelle's. I'm literally just getting started into the cards. Yeah, we got Mr. Machine here. Just starting a 3D line. Followed immediately by the Queen of Cups right there, huh? Mr. Focus and Drive, no emotion. Miss, I got control of my cup. Every thorn has its rose. Middle here we got Queen of Pentacles, laying solid foundations, nurturing the ground that she stands on, breaking through some barriers. We got the Jack of Hearts here. I like the Jack of Hearts in this deck because it's kind of like the giant hand protecting the little fairy, right? I do believe for those in like a relationship right now, you guys are breaking through some pretty good barriers, balancing out between protection and building. 3D is not so bad. Let's get into the 40 now, huh? Do you see some toxic connections, right? Good morning. Hey, Mike. So some people are still dealing with some toxic connections going on, things from their past that they're having a hard time releasing. But, and I love it because they talk about that in exercise and things like that too. You know, when you're working out, there's the pushing motion and then there's the, what is it called? The resistance, right? So these have all been challenges that are like resistance training. They are giving you strength. The more you practice changing your mindset, the easier and easier and easier it becomes, right? And I do see like a real struggle in defending yourself. Like you feel like trying to break out of defending yourself from being stuck. I think a lot of this is done alone, and you're trying to break through and get the wheel moving so that you can move back into a more celebratory time. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So the 5D is showing that a lot of these toxic connections are they're things from the past that people are not taking the time to properly heal from. You're holding on to the cord in a negative way. See, it's not even so much that you're holding on to it in a negative way, because she's laying here and she's sleeping in the nest. And this is supposed to be a recuperation card, right? You're supposed to be recovering from these things, right? You're supposed to be able to put it in a healthy perspective. You're supposed to not be holding on to something that's super distracting and causing you to hurt connections in your life around you. That's why the devil card is why that was a toxic connection, why it's considered a toxic connection, no matter how loving it may have been, right? You also got the Ten of Swords, but it's all as dramatic as you're trying to make it, right? The Two of Cups reversed. Sometimes you just need to move on from it. The Chariot right there. You got the Empress reversed. So you've got this whole energy on the 3D of really nurturing the ground that you stand on. But on the 5D, it's just, there's this connection that you won't let go of, but you won't nurture either. So even though the universe is pulling you, it's all just becoming very dramatic for no reason, right? And I feel like this is because this is all the way up on the 5D. This is just all drama created in your own mind. It's not like what I was talking about at the beginning with the whole cancel culture and shit like that. If nobody even told you about it, if you weren't paying attention, if no one told you to care about it, you wouldn't have even noticed. You know, it's how much you choose to engage in those manipulations. You know, and I'm not perfect. I slip into it too. I had something to say about it. You know, I posted some funny memes about people crying about Dr. Seuss. You know. We're all making, life is dramatic as you want to make it. Scream and cry on the internet all day about random nonsense, or you could work on something creative in your life. It really is up to you. But we are starting out here with the 8 of Summer. The desire for a more meaningful life, realizing that it is time to move on and choosing to make some life changes. You want something different in your life, it's up to you to change it, right? 8 of Summer is also the 8 of Wands. So it's like, it's got to be able to move on from things and dramas that don't matter. Like a lot of people get so wrapped up in a drama, especially like with family and things like that. And you'll be so wrapped up and immersed in this drama, especially if you've been doing shadow work and things like that, that you hit a point that you just like, you just got to let it go. It's going to be what it is. It's just up to you to put it into a healthy perspective now. Or just put it into a perspective. Just file it and move on. File it and move on. All right. You know, it's not easy. You take the file with you, but don't keep pulling it out and reading it like it's somehow going to change. As I get about being creative. tap into that creative abilities within your own world. Think outside the box. The Atlantis card. Now, this is funny that this is popping up with everybody bitching about all this cancel culture and stuff like this. The Atlantis card, when you're pulling this from past life energy, means that you, if it was in a personal reading, it would indicate that you were the kind of person, you were during a point of upheaval, point of major government changes, a point of major religious changes, right? If this card pops up in your spread, you were during some sort of revolutionary era, you were during the Atlantean era, you were during Rome shifting to, a democratic government era, those are the type of things. And that's what we've come to do again. You've come here to be in the point of change. So let the damn change happen. Everybody is so terrified of changing in society. Like, everybody hates society. We hate society. Society sucks. Being human sucks. I don't want to be here no more. This place all sucks. Blah, 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 blah. But when anybody tries to change anything, everybody fights it tooth and nail. Because they're told, they're not going to print a book that you haven't read since the second grade and nobody's even seen or heard of or even knew was a book. Mindful about what people just blindly believe, right? But also, I love how this is don't fall for all the lies and get all wrapped up in the drama. But at the same time, peaceful among the thorns. Don't put up with the bullshit either, right? Just, you got to pick and choose what battles you want to be in. Like, online, I really don't care. I really don't care. I used to care. I used to care a lot because, that was my big focus, was Facebook and everything. And that's where I did a lot of my business stuff. But I'm actually genuinely more personal on that now. Those are genuinely my opinions. Because when I started out, that's what I started out sharing. But not everybody likes my opinions. But and then they jump on your own stuff and then they get on you for having a difference of opinion. But I'm just not going to argue with people who are copying and pasting stuff. I'm like, at least my posts are original. If you're going to have an opinion, have your own opinion, right? Don't copy and paste an opinion from somebody else, right? Like, that's the thing with the news channels. Everybody's like, fake news, fake news. It's not fake news. It's opinion news. If you look at the definition of the news channels, they will tell you. If it says it's a news channel, that means they have to follow certain guidelines about facts and things of that nature. But if it says entertainment news, that's the Inquirer. That's personal opinions. I can make up whatever I want because it's entertainment. And honestly, entertainment was created to distract the masses. TV shows, sports, games, all that. I've been thinking of doing some videos for, because most of you guys are already in relationships. So I was like, when I do the zodiac spreads, I always feel like I'm reading for singles, but that's not really my demographic. Like, most of you guys are from the cord and everything else, and you guys are all in relationships. So I've been thinking about doing divine energy readings, like, instead of saying twins, because not everybody's a twin, but a lot of people still give off that divine energy. I just haven't been able to figure out how to word the titles and the definitions, because the readings would be for anybody who has the connection to source, right? And that would be twins, indicos, star seeds, what the hell do the aliens call themselves? Walk-ins. So I'm trying to weigh out that, but I do, I have got this whole new setup going on that I'm trying to figure out how to use, y'all. Man, I'm just, maybe I can take my own advice today and get on that creative kick, huh? I've also been making a lot of art projects, so balancing it out. If I can't find a breakthrough in one creative outlet, then I'll go to another project. But I don't know if that's an Aries thing or an ADHD thing, but I get the most done when I've got multiple projects going on that I can shift from. I hit a creative block in one, I shift to another, and then usually by the time I'm done with that one or I hit a block with that one, I have the answer for the first one. So, well, that's my time, y'all. I love y'all. Thank you guys for showing up this morning. It was beautiful seeing you. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And yeah, I'll catch you in the morning. I'm trying to aim for 6:30 as much as I can. All right. Y'all have a good one.